Unbroken, season finale of School of You 23, season 1. This has been an interesting season. Reflect, refocus, release, re-engage. That's the mantra of this podcast. From heartbreak to healing, from feeling lost to finding your path. This is an episode about transformation. So join me, Natasha Denise, as I share my own journey through loss, betrayal, and the messy work of rebuilding a life on your own terms. Expect honest conversation, tough love, and the tools to turn your own pain into power. Let's begin, shall we? Season 1. My loves, season 1 has been a season. Loss, grief, so much damn grief. It damn near broke me. Felt like the rug got pulled out from under me more times than I could count. From 2022, from March 22 until recently. I lost my Aunt Denise. I lost my Uncle Bud. I lost my granny. I lost my Uncle Boojay. I lost my Uncle Tracy. And I lost my beautiful father. Mm. My granny, she was the one who raised me. She was my heart. She was the heart that beat for the whole damn family. My beautiful father. That was so unexpected. And my aunt, hell, and my other uncle. It was like all the pillars I leaned on crumbled, one after the other. One minute they were here, the next, silence. And in that rumble, here comes the family drama, the vultures, thinking I wouldn't notice them picking at the bones of my grief, aggressively trying to make me feel like I don't belong. You know, the black sheep. That's me, the black sheep, bleating all alone. Season 1 has been one hell of a season. Let's dissect this, shall we? So listen, let's start with the black sheep, okay? Black sheep is a hell of a burden. You're always on the outside, never quite belonging, always expected to give, but never quite getting what you're worth back. They take your kindness for weakness, right? Mistake your quiet for consent. Shit until you got nothing left for yourself. And even then, they still want more, right? And then when you do explode, they're looking at you like you're wrong. You're at fault. You don't ever have the luxury of being completely understood. And what about the work? The smiles plastered on for folks who don't spit on you if you were on fire. They wouldn't spit on you at all. People have to understand that in 2024, racism ain't always a burning cross. Sometimes it's a slow poison that you have to swallow just to keep the roof over your head. And many people of color understands what I'm talking about. Imposter syndrome. That's real. But here's the thing. Even in the darkest moments, there was this flicker inside me that no one understood, not even to this day. Right? It's this stubborn little peck of fire refusing to be extinguished. No matter how many times life just keep pouring buckets of water over. It's this little flicker in me. It will not let it won't let the flames go out. And it kept whispering, there's more, girl. There's gotta be more. You don't walk through this type of hell for nothing. It's my granny. And so I did what my granny always told me. I reflected on the hurt, on the anger, on the betrayal, on the confusion, the humiliation, the disrespect, everything. But I also reflected on the strengths that I had, the resilience, that fire that burned bright despite of the storm I was in, the go-getter, the refusal to fall. I might trip, but I refuse to fall. That level of reflection is powerful because it leads you to understanding that you can't do it by yourself. And that's where therapy comes in. And yeah, I said it. Therapy. And it took me a while, but finally, okay, finally, getting help is like a weight being lifted off your shoulders. I was at my breaking point. That's where therapy found me, at my breaking point. When people say that, that they have been to hell and back, they have been to the depths of despair, I tell people there's another level. That's 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 deeper than that. Because at least when you in a host of despair, there's a flicker of light there. Regardless of how dim or how small it is there. And it guides you. And no matter how much distance you put between it, you can still see that flicker. But there's a place that's deeper than that where there is no light, there is no flicker, there is complete darkness, and you have to guide yourself up out of that. And it is scary, and it is hopeless, and it is relentless and very, very unforgiving. And a lot of people don't make it out of that place. And that place is real. And the most scariest thing about that place is that you don't even know you're there until you get there. And that is the place that therapy found me. Now, people gonna tell you, especially black people or people of color, but specifically black people, that it ain't for the black community, that we have to tough it out, that we have to give it to God, that what happens behind these walls stay within these walls. That you're crazy if you need meds to deal with your depression or with anxiety, that you're not really black or that you're not strong. Ignore that stupid shit. Because therapy is where I found my voice again, where I learned the difference between lonely and alone. My dad always said that. He always said that there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And for the first time, I think I finally completely understand what he was talking about. Alone is a choice, it's power. Talking about it, unpacking the family trauma, the racism that I faced at work, the heartbreak of toxic relationships. And it's not easy, but it is necessary to free yourself of this confusing, unbearable ass pain. Therapy will help you do that. You don't listen to no one that tell you that you you just have to give it to God, or you have to just let it be. How? That's why so many adults are walking around with unresolved childhood trauma. That doesn't work. You can't hide from the truth. And a lot of us are thrown into this pain. And if our parents was able to help us through it, I'm sure that they would have. But they couldn't, because we still living with it. So sometimes you do need therapy. You do need that psychologist or that counselor or that social worker or that psychiatrist. You do need you do need to speak with someone. You do need someone to help guide you through that. Because let me tell you something. God is a wonderful God, but God is just not going to just magically like just erase all of your problems. And I'm not the most religious person in the world, but there's this story in the Bible that I remember from being a little girl when my cousin Joy used to make us go to Sunday school. And this story always intrigued me. This was just a gist of it. That there was a man that was in a boat, and the boat was sinking, and another person in the boat had came by and told him come get on his boat, and he'd take him to land. The man said, "No, I'm waiting on God to save me." God said, "Okay." Then the second boat came, probably about 30 minutes later. And the boat, of course, is even more submerged, right? And the guy said, "Why don't you just come get on my boat and I'll take you to land?" Guy said, "No, I'm waiting on God." God said, "Okay." The guy said, "Okay." Then the third boat, the last one came with a different guy. He said, "Look, dude, just come get on my boat. Okay? Like, God's not gonna come just down here. Just come get on my boat. Let me help save you. You and go to land, get to land." Then he talked to God on land. He was his chin was just above water, and he's still like he's waiting on God. So the guy ended up drowning. Right? He gets to heaven and he said, "Ask God, God, I was waiting on you. Why didn't you come save me?" And God said, "I sent 3 people to come save you. You denied them all." The moral of the story is God have his people here. They come in different forms. You have them in therapists. You have them, in the mental health field. You have them in the medical field. You have them in education. You have them in every part of life. Don't deny your blessing by saying that you're going to stick it out. No, go seek help, because you have to understand the difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is a powerful tool that so many people are afraid of and shouldn't be, because you eventually find you in the process. And what a magnificent feeling that is to find you, unapologetically you. To be able to just extinguish, to pull the roots of those issues out of you, that pain out of you, to live free. This is your journey. It's a solo journey. This is your journey alone, but that does not mean that you are lonely. You can have thousands of people rooting for you on the sidelines. Like, don't give up on yourself. You're worth it. Don't give up on yourself. And don't let no one tell you that you shouldn't go out and seek therapy. It is okay. Next, refocus. Remember my motto, my loves. Reflect, refocus, release, re-engage. Yeah, I refocused on myself, on my dreams. I had to. I remember my auntie Denise had once told me, life doesn't stop. Life does not stop. You have to keep going. You don't have a choice. The other option is just giving up. So, yes, you have to start refocusing on yourself. Think about your dreams. Remember that wow idea of a career that people told you that you was too old to change or too old to do, or the money wasn't there or anything like that. Like, go and chase it. I am. Go and chase that dream. What's stopping you? Listen, I'm going back to school right now for my second master's. I'm juggling motherhood, late night study sessions, once again, the whole 9 yards. And it's not a walk in the park, just like it wasn't when I did it the first 2 times. But with every step, I feel a piece of me coming back because I know I'm making my family in heaven proud, especially my granny, my dad, my uncles. After that, you transition into a release. What I mean by that is that you let go of the anger, the bitterness, the confusion, the things and people you couldn't control. And trust me, I know this shit is easier said than done. I know I am still struggling. Okay, shit, I'm still working on that one myself. But listen to me, forgive yourself though. Try to forgive some of them if you can. If you can. Because some shit is just unforgivable. People say it's not, but look, you know, this is why we are perfectly imperfect humans. But if you can, great. But if you can't, hell with them. Let them be. Like my granny said, don't let a person rent a room in your head for free. It ain't even worth it. Because here's the thing. You never forget the shit that they did to you, the pain that they inflicted upon you. Okay? But you learn to carry it differently though. You carry that differently. It no longer has the power to weigh you down. And guess what? I'm still standing, and so will you. Bruised, maybe, a little scarred up. Hell yeah. Some of y'all might be coming out limbs and everything. I mean, gone. Like y'all coming out like truly battled up because no one comes out of shit like this unscathed anyway. But standing, at the end of the day, you still standing. You still forcing yourself to stand. You still standing. Yes, you are. And you are doing that strongly, even if you are alone. My granny always said, it's okay to walk alone, baby. I prefer it. Learn to re-engage. This one is a challenge as well. Because when you go through Mount Everest levels of pain like this, forming into a cocoon is so easy to do. But try to re-engage. Try to re-engage with life, with love, with your dreams. Build a new village, one filled with love and support and understanding. And the beautiful thing about this go round is that you get to choose these people. They don't replace your loved ones. So they don't replace the people that you have to walk away from, or the people that you lost. But what it is that those people had a strength that you obviously admired, that you obviously fed off on. That it's like your fuel. And so you end up bringing in people that have those qualities, that have those character traits to continue to give your fuel. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Because these are people that you chose. And it's not forced, and it's genuine. And your community don't limit your community. I added my therapist into my community. I found my therapist who became a beacon for me. She showed me the path to healing. And most importantly, just reconnecting with yourself. Because I'm reconnecting with the woman beneath the layers of grief and pain. Because there's more to me than that. In addition, my friends, my extended family, who actually I'm bringing in as like my immediate family. My extended family is more stronger connected to me than my immediate. So those cousins and uncles and people that really want to connect, bring them in. Bring them into your circle. If you are of a different religion and you realize that, this person of cloth, is a person you want to bring into your circle, but you never saw no one in your family have someone like that in circle, then you start that. And re-engage with life and with no limitations for yourself. Watch how you blossom. Because a lot of times we don't choose ourselves in this process. And it's like choosing yourself feels like it's a new revolution. Really? Because it is scary. This is scary. Because it's like, okay, Natasha Denise, you're telling me to walk away from blood that ain't thicker, than water no more? But this is all that I know. You're telling me to walk away from a world that I know, although it brings me so much pain. That is scary. It means facing the empty spaces where loved ones used to be and filling them with your own strength, your own people's strength. That can be scary. But that's why re-engaging is so beautiful. And that's why even choosing you is necessary. It is a revolution. Don't be scared to walk away. Remember this, the hardest things for us to do are the best things that we have ever done. The hardest decisions that you have ever had to make. If you chose you're going to look back on it, you're going to say that was the best decision I ever made for myself. It just doesn't feel like it now. Because you got to understand that a lot of times people do things because they want to break you. They thought they could just break you. They thought that you just wither without their scraps of so-called love. But here's the thing, that they underestimate the fight in you. The fight of you, the person who's been to hell and back. The fire in the heart that mourn its deepest loves and still found a flicker to reignite, still found a reason to get up in the morning, still found a reason to smile, still found a reason to be positive, even with everything going on, even with seems like the world is crashing. You still found that flicker to reignite you. So you keep going. 'Cause listen, season 1, it tried to bury me. And that's how I feel. And I'm still rising. But I'm coming out, and I have very strong confidence in myself, confidence in myself. That coming out of this, becoming out stronger, wiser, with a backbone forged in the flames of my own damn becoming. Not no one's illusion of who and what they thought I should do, if they preconceived idea of how they think I should be or who I should be, but my own becoming. And although season 1 might be over, but this story is just getting started. And to anyone out there going through their own storm, remember, my love, you are strong. You are resilient. And most of all, you are worthy. Reflect on your journey. Refocus on your dreams. Release the burdens you don't need to carry and re-engage with the beautiful mess that is life. Because life, baby, is not going to stop hitting you with bullshit. It's a beautiful mess. But it's your mess. Because let me tell you something. This queen right here is walking into season 2 of the School of You 23 with my head held high. And baby, it is going to be glorious. Because season 1 was full of a lot of surprises, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of inconsistencies, but a lot of resilience, a lot of transparency, a lot of growth, in addition to the loss, and a lot of forward movement, and a lot of self-forgiving and acceptance. And that's a wrap on this episode of this season. And if today's words lit a fire in you, and if they made you think, and if they made you feel seen, well, that was the whole damn point, my loves. Kudos. The School of You 23, we're all about taking those hard-earned lessons and turning them into fuel for your next chapter, because that's what we're doing. I'm just on this path of discovery with you. We're all writing our chapters. So here's your homework. Yes, I do have homework. If you think Professor Natasha Denise wasn't going to have it, you were sadly mistaken. So here's your homework. Reflect on what resonated with you today. Refocus your energy on what truly matters. Release those burdens, those toxic ass relationships, anything weighing you down. Release that. And then I want you to re-engage with your life, with your goals, with an unwavering belief in yourself. Remember, this ain't a solo journey. We're all in this together. So let's keep the conversation going and connect with our community. You can find us on Instagram at School of You 23, on TikTok at School of You 23, and join the School of You 23 community chat on the Geneva app. Let's keep building each other up. reminding each other that we got this. And until next time, my loves, stay strong, stay resilient, and never forget you are the author of your own damn story. This is the heartbeat of the School of U23 podcast. Reflect, refocus, release, reengage. Thank you for your time.